So I'm already sat in position on the floor, ready for this next episode of Desert Island Discs. Let's do it. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and welcome to this here latest episode of Desert Island Discs. And I don't like the position of this camera, so I'm going to spin it around. I'm going to move it a little bit. That's better. There we go. So I'm sat on the floor and today we're going to be looking at the shelf that you can't see. Down here, this shelf. We're going to go through the shelf. We're going to take a look at every film on the shelf. And then for you, I'm going to pick the one film from the shelf that I would take over all the others if I were in that situation where I could only pick one film. Now while I'm doing this, I would like you to participate in the sense that if you're someone who watches the channel often and you know me, see if you can guess what film I'm going to choose, but also let me know what film you would choose from the selection, or even a selection, whatever's on this shelf. I'll be doing the whole lot, and let me know what you would choose. So shall we begin? Yeah, let's begin. Okay, so first off, we have to clear this off of the shelf. I haven't got no collectibles down here, but I do have a graphic novel of Spider-Man 2099. This book here cost me £45, but it's £100, £110 book. Look at the size of it, look how thick it is. Look at all those issues that are in it. These are all covers. Still sealed. I love Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hare, and yeah, these are the very first. I was there when I've got a lot of these on individual comics anyway. Not all of them. I did stop reading, so there was such a wealth of comics back in the day when this came out. But it's nice to see this character still going now and getting some recognition and all this sort of thing. And I've got the second one on pre-order as well. Although I had this on pre-order and I pre-ordered it. I got this year. Got it this year in about May or something like that. But I pre-ordered it in April of last year, and that's how long it took me to get the book. But yes, so there we go. So anyway, let's take a look at what we have on this shelf. I'm going to go with the stuff that's laid flat along the top first before hitting what's below. So let's take a gander, shall we? Okay, so I believe these are spares. These should be in my spare pile. Don't know why they're down here, but basically we have Underworld. Because I've got, that's right, yeah, my missus had these films. My wife had these films before I came along. A couple of these, so that's why we ended up with doubles of them. So anyway, so Underworld Evolution, I think that's probably my favourite one, I'll be honest. And we have Fast and Furious. Is this the fifth one? I don't know, they all mould into one for me. But there we go. So anyway, so what do we have here? Okay, I picked this up cheap, which was Cats and Dogs 1 and 2. I've got fond memories of the first one and watching it with my son, my eldest son, when he was young. Came out around that time, so I picked it up very cheap. It's only about £2 for the two of them. And then I have an Ice Age box set, which again I got very cheap, which has Ice Age 1, 2 and 3 in. Ice Age 1 was great. I had to edit out a couple of sneezes there. I don't know if it's dust. It might be dust. So I've just found a couple of mouse mats. So we have one for Quantum of Solace, James Bond. Battlestar Galactica, this came with SFX magazine. And a Tron Legacy one. And obviously I still have from a few weeks ago, my Punisher one there. So let's have a look at what we have. We have the film Blended with Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore. They made a few films together. Now, I always say about Adam Sandler, for me, Adam Sandler is it's like therapy. It's like therapy. Watching one of his films is like having a 2-hour lobotomy. And I don't mean that in a bad way. My mind is very active. My mind always is on the go. And I'm always doing stuff. You may wonder why or how I managed to knock out as many videos as that I do for this channel. And part of it is because, like just now, I'm coming up and filming this, and we're not at the end of August yet. We're on the cusp of the end of August. In fact, tomorrow's the 31st. I'm sat downstairs, my missus is doing something, I'm sat in the front room, I'm thinking, what can I do, what can I do? I've got a little bit of time spare, go and film a couple of videos for the channel later down the line. And that's the way my mind works. So it's always active, it's always going, it's always thinking, it's always wanting information, it's always wanting answers to questions. It doesn't shut up. My head doesn't shut up ever. So I'm always seeking knowledge. You know, I walk past a road sign or a street name, and I'll be like, what's the etymology of that name? How did this street come to be called this? And things like that happen. Sorry, I'm very sniffy. Sorry, dust. So for me, Adam Sandler's like a therapy session, watching one of his films, because I just feel like I dumb down. I just feel like I drop IQ levels when I'm watching Adam Sandler. And it's great in that respect. And I mean that in a really complimentary kind of way. Yeah, it's like 2-hour lobotomy, but there we go. Short-term lobotomy. But there we go. So that's blended. Lobotomising me. Now, I picked this up for £2. And to be honest, I've never watched it. I've seen bits of it. That was Aladdin. It was £2. I'll be honest, I've never seen the animated Aladdin either. Again, I've seen bits of it, but it's just never really appealed to me. I know people say, well, it's one of Disney's best films, blah, 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 blah. It just never really appealed. So whether this one would work or not, I don't know. There we go. But anyway, Aladdin. I don't know. I was having thoughts then. My mind was going somewhere else. So what do we have next? Okay, we have a Bruce Willis trilogy. And this is... I don't know which way round these go, actually, now. I'd have to have a look. I'm not sure. I think it's that way. But anyway, so we have Detective Knight, Rogue. Detective Knight, Redemption. Detective Knight, Independence. And these are sort of like Bruce Willis's last films. I think he may have done one more after this. But I wanted to support him going out as I supported him coming in. Black Rain. I ended up getting this because I'd never seen Black Rain, and I had a DVD copy. I picked up a DVD copy, and the picture was horrendous. It was horrendous. I couldn't watch it. It was that bad. I couldn't watch it. And I had to import a Blu-ray, which looks great. Blu-ray looks great. And this here next one was gifted to me. It's got 2 films on it. A friend got it for me, and it's Billy Zane in Journey to Promethea and Estella Warren in Beauty and the Beast. It's a German European pickup. I've never watched either of them. There we go. Then we have Denise Richards and Paul Walker. I'm not a fan of Paul Walker in Tammy and the T-Rex. I don't want to sound bad. You know, horrendous what happened to Paul Walker. You know, but is it life imitating art, what happened to him? I don't know. But I'm not a fan of the guy. I never was. I didn't think he was a particularly good actor. I know he's passed away. That's sad, but, you know, I'm being honest here. I don't think he was a particularly great actor. His films didn't really resonate with me. I didn't mind him leaving for the reasons that he did, if you get my meaning. Wrong terminology I'm using here completely. The Fast and the Furious franchise. It had no impact on me, had no emotional impact on me whatsoever. In fact, I would say that I prefer them without him in. And like I said, I don't mean to speak ill of the dead. Like I said, it's sad and tragic what happened to him. It is, certainly. But there we go. Then we have Oscar winner Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side. And there's been a lot of stuff online recently about her. She should give her Oscar back and all this sort of stuff, which I hate all that nonsense going on. Anyway, let's take a look down here and take a look at what we have. And I've seen doubles already. Doubles, Jesus Christ. Okay, so first up here we have the film Marry Me with Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson. It is sealed, but I have seen it and I have reviewed it. And I enjoyed it. It's very much like a sort of retelling of Notting Hill. Okay, Henry Cavill in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Oh, this is directed by Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie I never used to like, but I've sort of got a liking for him now. So, but I don't really know about that film. Then we have Max Payne, Mark Wahlberg. Oh, there's some dross here, isn't there? Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. I do have the first one. Why isn't it with this one? I don't know. I do have it. My Bloody Valentine in 3D. With 3D glasses, look. This stars Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. That's why I got it. I think he's quite good. Then we have Moon. Probably have a couple of copies of this because I like the art design on that. Mel Gibson, Jodie Foster, James Garner. Maverick. Yeah. Directed by Richard Donner, isn't it? Yeah, Richard Donner film. Lethal Weapons. Denzel in Man on Fire. Now that's a good film. That's a good film. It's funny how you come to realise that you've picked up doubles on stuff. The Mule. I got 2 copies of The Mule. That came up in last episode. It's got to go in my double pile. That's what happens when I pick up films cheap. And I forget that I've picked them up. Okay, what do we have next? Hopefully no more doubles. A Million Ways to Die in the West. I picked this up very cheap. I didn't think it was overly funny. I do like Seth MacFarlane in his work in... I like him in The Orville. I like his work on Family Guy and that. But that film I didn't really find. The humour just didn't land for me. £2 there for Molly's Game. Idris Elba's in it with Jessica Chastain, so you got a good cast there. From Eureka now, Mothra. To go along with my Godzilla stuff. I do have the early Godzilla films. They're in a big book type thing up top somewhere. Okay, we can't count this one. It's not a film, but it is Les Miserables in concert. I got it in a charity shop. I think it was like, yeah, 50p. 50p I paid for that. Obviously I'm going to leave it behind. It's Les Miserables. I love Les Miserables. And then we have The Man Who Killed Hitler and then Bigfoot. Starring Sam Elliott. And I like Sam Elliott. He's pretty damn good. Machine Gun Preacher. Never watched it. Still sealed. Poundland. And a classic from the 1980s. Classic song by Starship. Andrew McCarthy and Kim Cattrall in Mannequin. Okay, what do we have here? Let's keep going. Men at Work. Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez. This is a German import, I believe. Yes, it is. Reversible sleeve. German import. If you get the reference. The Mountain Between Us, Idris Elba and Kate Winslet. $1 Million Baby. Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman, Hilary Swank. Kind of pulled the rug out from under you, this one did. Clint Eastwood was very good in it. Morgan Freeman's great. And then we have, again, German release here with Uma Thurman, Luke Wilson, My Super Ex-Girlfriend Blu-ray. Yeah, it was fun. Great film now. Great film. My Cousin Vinny. God, I love this film. Very funny. Very good. And we have Sir Ian McKellen in Mr. Holmes. Not seen it for a long time. And I do have this. This is a double, but I picked it up because of the design. Again, Men in Black 3. Yeah, I think that's quite good. Quite a good Men in Black film. I enjoyed it. Josh Brolin does a great Tommy Lee Jones. Sorry, I've got to get a bit more comfortable. It's quite uncomfortable sitting on the floor. And I'm filming two of these back to back. So what do we have next? We have Man on a Ledge. Oh, the issue here lies in the fact that I've got it again with a lenticular. So that's one for the double pile. I'll keep the lenticular, I'll keep the sealed one. But yeah. Then we have here Melancholia, Lars von Thingamajig. Still stickers on it. Okay, let's move on. Alright, so then we have Monster Hunter. This was sent to me by Matt over at Matt V's Movies. In fact, he actually sent me a steelbook for it as well after this one. I much preferred the design of this than any other, the cover. I like Milla Jovovich. The film weren't the best though. Then we have Bruce Willis and Megan Fox, Emil Hirsch, Midnight in Switchgrass. Still sealed. The first Maniac Cop film with a young Bruce Campbell. From Arrow. Picked this one up cheap. Steven Spielberg, Tom Cruise, Minority Report. Miami Vice. I know I should take these stickers off, don't. I'm so lazy. Memoirs of the Invisible Man with Chevy Chase and Daryl Hannah. Whatever happened to Daryl Hannah? Sam Neill was in this as well. And it's a John Carpenter film. Oh, still got stickers on this one. £2 here. Oh. I'm trying to get the thingy off. Don't worry, I will show you it in a minute. Oh, it's ripped it. Margot Robbie in Mary Queen of Scots. Tom Hanks, Man Called Otto. Travesty that we didn't get this released in this country on Blu-ray, only DVD. Disgusting. So, German import. Okay, what do we have down here? We have The Mummy. But we did have a steelbook of it last time on the shelf above, so that one will slot into the shelf above with the steelbook. Meet the Spartans. Yeah. This was very early on. This was Blu-ray that I got very, very, very early on in the collection. This is the end. That was quite funny. Team America World Police with a DVD floating around within. Very funny. Jim Carrey in The Mask, based on a Dark Horse comic book of the same name. However, the comic book is a lot darker and more satirical than what this is. Very, very violent. And this was Cameron Diaz's very first film, and she looks fabulous in it. I remember seeing this at the cinema. Very good. And I enjoyed this next one as well. Man Up. It was very funny. In fact, it's got, what's his face, Rory Kinnear in it. Is very funny in this film. Simon Pegg here, and Lake Bell, who does the voice of Poison Ivy in the Harley Quinn TV show, the animated. I thought that was quite a good film. I had a lot of fun with that. Matthew McConaughey in Mud. Is this film Mud? I've not watched it. Picked up very cheap. And Fritz Lang's Metropolis. 15 quid I got that for. It's probably cheaper now. Why haven't I peeled that off? I don't know. Yeah, Fritz Lang's Metropolis. Contains a 56-page book in there as well. Is this one of my oldest films? Probably. So what's up next? Let's have a look what we're at next. We have the last batch here. The Never Ending Story. First one. Me, Myself and Irene. DVD of this had a nice lenticular on it. Murder Mystery double pack. Murder Mystery 1 and 2. Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. I had fun with these. It's quite good. Yeah, they're pretty good. Jennifer Lopez in The Mother. I didn't mind this Netflix film. Pretty good. I enjoyed it. And then we have here Miss Congeniality 1 and 2, but German release. Miss Undercover 1 and 2. Miss Congeniality 1 and 2. Sandra Bullock. Michael Fassbender, Marion Cotillard in Macbeth. Comes with art cards and something, booklet type thing. Cost me £2. Yeah, I've got to get the old light fluid on that one at some point. Then we have Morgan. I picked up for £2. I know I'm really bad with these stickers. Don't judge me for it. Gripping sci-fi thriller. I don't know. There we go. Then we have £1 for Marley and Me. Very upsetting film. Owen Wilson, Jennifer Aniston. That was more for my wife than me. And Master and Commander, Far Side of the World. Travesty that didn't get a sequel. Travesty, we don't get many films actually of this ilk made in this era on the sea. I do gravitate towards them. So anyway, so there we go. There is the shelf done. So have you picked your film? What would you pick out of all them? Above all others, is there one? Let me know in the comments, and let me put these back, and I'll get the camera back up there and we'll have a look at my pick. Okay, so I'll be honest, every now and then I come across a shelf this one now, which I find to be very underwhelming, which highlights a lot of stuff that do I really need in the collection. That kind of, you know, I look at it and think there's nothing on this shelf that really speaks to me. There's a couple of titles. I mean, I've nearly gone with one of the Clint Eastwood ones, $6 Million Baby, The Mule. They're great films, they really are. But there's nothing on that shelf that really strikes me. I mean, The Mask with Jim Carrey is a great film, but I don't really think I'd take it with me. I'd pick that. So it becomes very difficult. I just want to move this Batman before I knock him off. That's Keaton Batman there from The Flash. I want to put him back to where he's meant to be. So anyway, so this shelf highlights a lot of issue with my collection in a sense. I'm not talking about the doubles. There's always doubles. Christ, I need to get away from that as well. But anyway, so what did you pick? Comments down below. Let me know the film that you would pick on this shelf. Let me know what you think I would pick. I think this would be a difficult one for you to pick, even if you know me, what I would pick on the shelf. But ultimately, my choice goes one way, and that is to Denzel Washington in Man on Fire. A great film. Hard drinking, burnt eye out CIA operative John Creasy. Denzel Washington has given up on life. I'm going to start that again. I'm going to start reading that again because that was atrocious. Okay. Hard drinking, burnt out CIA operative John Creasy, played by Denzel Washington, has given up on life until he's hired as a bodyguard to 9-year-old Peter Ramos, played by Dakota Fanning, a young Dakota Fanning. Bit by bit, Creasy begins to reclaim his soul, but when Peter is kidnapped, Creasy's fiery rage is released and he will stop at nothing to save her. Yes. Also stars Christopher Walken. Radha Mitchell is in it. Rachel Ticotin is in it. Rachel Ticotin was in Total Recall, and she was also in Falling Down with Michael Douglas. And Mickey Rourke. So you've got a good cast in there, and this is directed by Tony Scott, brother of Ridley. And it's a very good film. So Denzel always delivers. No matter what he's in, he always delivers. He's a fantastic actor. You know, I even took him as Hamlet in Hamlet, Scottish play, when he done that not long ago. He always delivers. He's great. He's great as the Equalizer. You can't not have a bit of Denzel. So that would be my choice. So, like I said, let me know down below what your choice would be. And in 2 weeks' time, same time, I'll be back and we shall delve into... I can stand up on the next one, thank God. It's up there, right at the top. Because we will have done... Well, we've done this whole cabinet here. We've done that whole cabinet now. I've done 2 shelves there. So we're getting around. We're getting around. So yeah, there's my choice. Man on Fire. What was yours? And we can talk about it.